Crystal Beaudry here. So normally on my channel, I am giving you really good recipes for feeding your family, but today we have kind of a different episode. It's still going to be involving feeding people though. So for the past couple of years, our nation has been hit hard with our economy, and the prices of food have skyrocketed. In fact, in our own family, I think I'm paying double now what I used to pay just a few years ago. And organizations like Second Harvest Heartland, which is a food organization that helps distribute food to food shelters all across Minnesota and Wisconsin, they have noticed that the increase is staggering. And so our school is doing a fundraiser. We do it every year. It's called Meals for Minneapolis, and we are partnering with Second Harvest Heartland to be able to give back to the community by packaging 60,000 meals. And it's such an amazing opportunity that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so we are joined today with Chris Barber. He is the development director at Maranatha. And Chris, we just wanted to ask, what is this fundraiser all about?
That's a great question. So Meals for Minneapolis is near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure a lot of the MCA families as well. So we're going into our 11th year.
That's amazing.
Yes, and we have packed over 300,000 meals.
Wow, that's a lot of meals.
And this year we're going to pack 60,000 meals. So
that's so amazing.
Yes. So this is our outreach and fundraiser.
Okay.
So it's the best of both worlds. It gives our students an opportunity to walk out, really to be the hands and feet of Jesus. What does that look like, to serve our community? Everything that we teach and do here, everything that it embodies, they're able to do that through this event.
Yeah,
so,
I love that.
Yeah.
I know years ago in kindergarten, my son had said, "Mom, what I want to be when I grow up is I just want to help feed people." And which of course as a mom, totally melted my heart. But this gives us the opportunity, even as, he's only 10, so this gives him the opportunity to kind of do that at a young age, which is really cool. So explain to us what happens. You guys buy the food and then the kids are packaging it, right?
Correct. So yes, we purchase all the food. So everything it's on site right now.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll be packing on Monday and Tuesday, but everything is shipped here. So we have noodles, we have soy, we have cheese, and it's essentially an assembly line. We take over the entire gym, and the students will come in. Each grade will come in at different times, so they'll all have an opportunity to be hands-on, to pack cheese and macaroni, right?
Yeah,
macaroni
cool.
and cheese packets.
That's
and
awesome.
So that's really how that works through the assembly line. They put those together, and then we put those into bigger boxes that are shipped to Second Harvest Heartland, which is right down the road. They've been a partner of ours for 11 years, and then from Second Harvest, the food goes into the community to the people in need.
Wow, that's really cool. I know I had, right after this, I'm going to show you guys an interview that I actually went and did at Second Harvest Heartland. That was so amazing. We got to check out the facility. But I know they were telling me that the numbers at the food shelves across Minnesota and Wisconsin have increased by 50% in most places, which is just astronomical. So the need is definitely there for this time and this season that we're in. Anything else you want to say?
So yes, and the need is great, unfortunately. And when we had our 10th graders had taken 2 sessions, they had gone to Second Harvest to pack meals.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. So basically half a day they were packing meals, and they got to see firsthand where the macaroni and cheese actually goes once it leaves here. So they're able to make that connection, which was really nice. But their tagline, or what they always say, is hopefully they will not have a job someday.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So we could all pray for that. But the other piece to Meals for Minneapolis is the fundraising, which is very important to our school, which we use these funds. A portion of it goes to pay for the meals itself, which is great. But then also, which is much needed, for tuition assistance, staff and teacher continued ed, resources, facility upgrades,
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Which is kind of important for any school. I feel like every school
Very
has to do
important.
upgrades now. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that. And hopefully even next year we can do even more. And you guys, if you want to give to this outreach and our school's fundraiser, I will have a link in the description where you can click on that and fill out any information. And you know, the good thing about it is so many people say, I can't give $50,000. I just shouldn't do anything. You don't have to give $50,000. You don't have to give $100. Just, give $5. That's not too difficult. Take out a coffee for the day and instead give that. Or what I like to say to people too is there's so many people that are hungry and that are skipping meals, and food insecurity now in Minnesota is just so high right now. In fact, in my neighborhood, our Facebook page, somebody had posted anonymously on there and they had said, hey, I'm ashamed. I'm posting this anonymously because you guys, a lot of people know me, but I have no food in my fridge and I don't know what to do. And of course, as our community, people were like, oh my word, I'll bring you groceries. Like, we don't want you to feel that way. But that is happening. They said like in every couple of houses that's happening. There's so many people that are wondering where their next meal is coming from. So I challenge you right now, if you are watching this, maybe skip supper and instead take that money and help pay for another meal for somebody else. And this is a great opportunity for you to do that. And also when you watch the Second Harvest Heartland portion of it, that is just such an amazing organization. And they would be somebody that you should also get to know and maybe volunteer. They have tons of opportunities over there as well. But there'll be a link down in the description. Make sure to click on that. Thank you again for this interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
This is so much food. I can't even. Do companies donate to you guys, or you just like buy it all?
Yeah, we do get a lot of company donations. So companies like General Mills, Kemp's, Walmart, organizations like the Minnesota Pork Board donates
Minnesota Pork Board?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
They donate pork every year. They head up the pork farmers. And so we do get a lot of donations from corporations. So that's kind of where we get like the huge amounts of food that you'll see. We also get donations from farmers. So we have farmers who will have excess food in their field that they don't have a market for. And then they just donate that to us. So we get a lot of potatoes, onions, really all kinds of produce from local farmers. Get dog and cat food that we donate. So this looks like it's coming from PetSmart. So they have their own charity arm that donates pet foods. Cool. We also have a donor, actually an anonymous donor, that donates money to cover pet food for us every year. So, because families need to feed every member of their family, including cats and dogs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Obviously, canned goods is what people think about when they think about a food shelf, but we really carry everything. So right ahead, these are actually some of our coolers, where we have both our produce, our milk, our dairy, our frozen foods, lots of protein options, so meats.
I know I would have only thought canned foods, but
yeah, more and more food shelves are really getting into being more like markets, more like a grocery store, and really carrying all of those things that you think of when you go to your local grocery store. Our potatoes, our onions, some carrots. We can walk down and check out what's happening over here.
ooh, it's cold.
It is chilly, yes.
But it's so
This is actually the warmest of them.
That is so much. How long if a farmer donates, how long does it last in here?
I mean, less than a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you give it out that fast or the food molds that fast?
We give it out that fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We turn over this warehouse. So like things that are perishable get turned over in less than a week. So they come in and they go out, some things in a day. Other things like the canned goods and things that are more shelf stable, it usually takes a couple more weeks for those to turn over, but this warehouse is constantly turning. So we don't even like to use the word warehouse here.
Yeah.
Because we really don't warehouse things. Things pause here on their way out into the community.
I mean, you wouldn't want them to mold, so
exactly,
I guess that's a really good thing.
So it's really a distribution center is what we like to call it. Cabbages. more cabbage,
Wow.
carrots.
Oh, carrots. Oh. Wow. Just so much. So where do you get your eggs
Yeah,
from?
eggs come locally. I know we've worked with Sparrow in the past. So I think just whatever distributor has eggs for us, we work with them. Because we do end up buying a lot of our food, especially things like eggs that maybe aren't donated as often.
Yeah. Well, eggs go bad really fast
And
too.
yes, so we have to go through them really fast, and we do go through them very fast.
So how does a family come that needs help?
Yeah, so the way to think about us is like we're the distribution center. We're like the warehouse where our food is going out to food shelves around the region. So we work in 59 counties across Minnesota and western Wisconsin.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, so a lot of central Minnesota, southern Minnesota, parts of western Wisconsin, obviously the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
So we work with partners, over 1,000 partners actually, across
like now
that
when you
region.
mean partners, is that like people that are supplying you food, like the farmers and stuff?
That is just the folks that are giving out the food. So that's the food shelves, that is the meal programs, that's anyone who is distributing food to folks who need it. So yeah, we work with a ton.
Oh, so
of
like
organizations.
distributors to help with
Yep,
the people.
so like churches that have food shelves work with us.
that's cool.
Colleges that have food shelves work with us.
Colleges have food shelves?
Absolutely.
I mean, I
especially-
suppose they poor college kids.
Especially community colleges, where often it's
community colleges.
students that maybe are more non-traditional, have
Yeah.
families, probably don't have the same amount of time to be working. So might need that little bit of extra help. It's one of those interesting things where we all, during the pandemic, we knew food insecurity was going to be bad.
Yeah.
We knew that people were going to be needing help when they weren't able to, do their jobs, to work, and things like that. The thing that we're seeing now is that even though we're back to how things were before, the price of food has gone up so much.
Oh my gosh, so much.
Exactly.
I feel like it's doubled from at least what I'm seeing.
Everyone's feeling that.
Yeah.
And so it's even harder on folks who might not have enough to go around to begin with. So the price of food is really getting in the way. And also during the pandemic, there were a ton of government supports that existed. So there were increased SNAP benefits. There were the $1,000 checks that we got from the government.
Oh, sure.
There were all sorts of ways that people were kind of getting that cushion, getting that safety net that no longer exist.
Yeah.
And we're really running into that. Also, wages aren't keeping up with the price of living
The inflation,
these days.
yeah.
So
It's like a never-ending roller coaster.
it really is. So it's kind of that big combination of things that's really putting a lot of strain on Minnesota families. And really, that's what we're here for. We're here for those times when there is strain on families, when there is an emergency. Just like one small thing, a car accident, a child going into the emergency room.
Yeah.
There are these things that happen in real life. That can come up and really put you from being comfortable to being in need of a little assistance.
Yeah. Do you know any of the numbers from before 2020 to after 2020 with food insecurities?
So I will say that I know that the food shelves we work with right now are experiencing over 50%. I mean, not everyone, but they're reporting, a lot of our food shelves are reporting experiencing either 50% or more increases in visitors from pre-pandemic times. So people are really seeing that increase right now, that maybe
50% more?
Yeah. I mean, that's not across the board, but just like the anecdotes we're getting from partners are, we're seeing so many more people, we're needing so much more food. We're distributing so much more food. So last year we distributed 113 million meals around our region.
Oh my gosh, that's so much.
Yeah, and this year we are on track to distribute even more than that.
Wow.
So
when Meals for Minneapolis gives, where do you guys send it?
all over that 59 county region I talked about. So those meals go anyone who orders it. So let's go check out, because I know you have people that come and volunteer here at Pack Meals.
This is where they package everything?
This is our volunteer center. This is where the food gets packed. And I was
How do you volunteer?
You
just sign up
for our website. We do 3 to 4 shifts, Monday through Saturday.
How long is the shifts?
Shifts are an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's pretty easy. We accept volunteers.
Can kids do it?
8 and up.
Oh, eight. Okay. My daughter's 6. I think she would like to, but
Just needs to wait a couple years.
Years.
Soon. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you like.
ooh, that's cool.
So today they're packing
So do
apples.
do orchards also donate?
So volunteers will pack these apples into smaller containers. So obviously, a food shelf might not be able to use an entire pallet full of apples. Shelves can use the smaller quantities to give out to families. Yeah, so we have an ordering system. And we have an online ordering system that food shelves go to,
that's
and
really cool.
they order what they need. So some of the food that we have is free of charge for them. Some of the food, it's just it's a shipping fee essentially.
sure.
So the food itself is free, but like transportation is not for some things. And then some things they do have to pay a small amount for. But the way that we source food, they can get it at such a smaller price than they would at the grocery store. So going through us makes a lot more sense financially.
Wow. How many of these types of things in the cities are there?
So we are the largest food bank in the region. There is one other food bank here in the Twin Cities that's a little smaller. And then there's actually 6 food banks that we work with that are part of the Feeding America Network in Minnesota. But we're definitely kind of the central hub. Oh, yeah, and this is kind of a cool thing. Is our hunger calculator, like I was talking about. Like just a couple things can lead to hunger. Yeah.
Well, I definitely wasn't expecting it to be this big.
It is.
And well organized.
amazing.
My goodness, it just looks like it would take a lot of work.
Yeah, we have I think a staff of over 200 people. So it's a huge operation.
How much does it cost to run this for a year?
A lot of money.
Oh, a lot of money. Well, just the building alone is massive.
Yeah, and that's why your donations are so important, because it is a huge undertaking to help make sure that people aren't going hungry here in Minnesota. So we appreciate all the help we can get.
Well, hey, maybe people will want to volunteer more too.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That'd
We
be
love
great.
volunteers. And it's super fun. It's a great family outing.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stigma around visiting food shelves, and there shouldn't be, because, like I said, anyone can really have 1 or 2 things go wrong in their lives, and need that extra helping hand.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it. That's why we're here.
Well, it's a very cool place, and there's literally so much food.
So much food.
Okay, so what were you telling me about the hygienic stuff?
Oh yeah, so we do carry some things like soap, paper towels, toilet paper. Those things that aren't food but are so necessary.
Yeah.
So
Women's hygienic problems.
yes, all of those things are important, and food shelves do carry them. So that's another
that's
thing
really
for people to know, that even if maybe they don't need food, if they're looking for some things like household products and really need a little helping hand there, that often food shelves will have those as well. Oh, this flower reminded me that we also do a lot of carrying culturally specific foods.
That's matzo flour, right? Oh,
exactly.
That's so cool.
So we spend quite a bit of money actually, because those are things that aren't usually donated.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that food shelves have those in stock, because people deserve to get the food that they're comfortable with, that they know and love. If they're
And if it's
visiting
for
a food
their
shelf.
special holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll have food shelves that have Easter hams at Easter, but then the food shelves that have halal meat for folks who need that for their religion. So
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah.
Man, it is just so busting at the seams, and everybody's just running around working, and that's so great.
Baking supplies are actually something that are often asked for at food shelves. Because people want to make a cake, want to do something special.
Yeah.
And those things can be expensive. SNAP is sometimes, the old name was food stamps, but SNAP is the program that folks can get a few subsidy from the government to help them buy groceries. And it's really huge. For every meal that we're providing out of this food shelf, SNAP actually provides 9. So it's a huge way that people are staying fed in the US.
So then do they just do it through you guys, or how does that work?
So we have actually a team that does SNAP application help. So if people want to call us or email us and get connected, we can help them apply for SNAP. So the application goes through the county because it's a government program.
Yeah.
But we have experts who can help people figure it out because it's not the easiest application.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's from the government, so I suppose I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. This was actually a really fun video to make. I loved being able to talk to everybody at Maranatha, hearing their heart on this outreach, and then also being able to tour Second Harvest Heartland. It was just so eye-opening, and it was so fun to see everything that they are able to do in helping people. So now remember, if you want to donate to this fundraiser, make sure to click the link down below. And then also, if you want to volunteer at Second Harvest Heartland or donate to them, I will make sure to have their information down below too. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to stay tuned for some more great recipes. We'll see you next time.